2026. I know it's still kind of weird to say it, but as we head into the new year, I know something all parents and kids are thinking, how do we get better this year? Well, more ice time sounds great, but between school, family time, and just being a kid, it's not always realistic, right? So, what really helps young players grow is hockey IQ, learning how to read the game, make confident decisions, and understand why things happen on the ice. And that's where our title sponsor, NHL Sense Arena, continues to come through. Sense Arena uses VR and mixed reality training to help players work on the mental side of hockey. It gives kids meaningful reps, helping them build confidence, awareness, and strong habits at their own pace. So for skaters, that means better reads and puck control, and for goalies, faster reactions and improved tracking. And for coaches and parents, it means purposeful development that supports what's being taught at the rink. So to get started with our special offer, visit sensearena.com/OKPH and use the code OKPH to save an extra $25 off an annual plan or headset bundle if you need one. Once again, that's sensearena.com/OKPH. Use the code OKPH. Get yourself that discount. That's 50% off the standard monthly cost, plus an additional $25 when you use the code OKPH. Welcome to 2026. Let's get you into this episode right now. Hello, hockey skaters and goalies around the world, and welcome back to another edition of the Ride to the Rink. It's Lee with you here today, and I'm really blessed in hockey, gang, that I get to work with a lot of different hockey teams every season. I've got some teams that I'm kind of full-time coaching with, but I also do a lot of touch-and-go work with a lot of different teams at a lot of different ages in the team-building front. And as you can imagine, I'm recording this in late January. A lot of the talk right now with the teams that I'm working with is surrounding just the end of the season, whether that be you're heading towards playoffs, you're heading towards not playoffs, and things that you want to accomplish. So I wanted to come on here for a few minutes and just reflect and tell you some of the things that I've been telling teams or working with teams, really no matter where you're at as a team, right? Whether you're looking for a championship this year or, just the end of the season might be in sight. I will say this to you too. The stuff I'm going to tell you right now does apply all season, right? I'm doing this towards the end of the season, but the messages are going to work for all of it. So the first thing I want to tell you as an individual athlete, if just you as a person, this is a great time to start to reflect on the season of what you've accomplished. Did you get the goals that you set? Are you where you want to be? Or if not, what can you do for the next 4 or 5 games before the season ends to start to prepare for that, right? To start to analyze, where am I at as a hockey player and what do I want to finish? Now, here is another thing that might be happening. Sometimes around this time of year, kids get burnt out, right? And you might even be waiting for the season to end. It's not abnormal, right? But whether you're there or you're excited for the season to keep going, because you might be in a playoff or a championship situation, make sure you utilize the time to your advantage, right? Get your mind set or reset, depending on where you're sitting, and make sure that you do everything excellent the end of the season. I can tell you as a coach that when kids check out, all right, meaning that they're not fully focused, they don't really look like they want to be there. It's a long season. I do get it. Get yourself mentally back into the fray for the last few games. And I'm going to tell you a few reasons why, right? One is that your coaches and your teammates deserve your absolute best, and you deserve that from them as well, okay? That's number one. Number two, I'm going to be very honest with you. The evals in hockey happen at the end of the season, right? How you finish a season will have an effect on how coaches and evaluators may look at you around that time, right? Have a strong finish, no matter where your team is at, okay? Make sure you're putting in that time, work hard, refocus, or stay focused, okay? The next aspect I want to talk about is the team as a whole, right? It's so important that you find now as a team, similarly to yourself, what's working, what's not working. So a lot of the teams I work with right now and the drills that I do, we're uncovering that, hey, we have slow starts. It takes us a few minutes to get going. It takes us a few minutes to turn the competitive juices on, right? This is a problem I see amongst a lot of youth teams, is that we feel like we show up to the rink and we can just snap our fingers and turn it on as soon as we hit the ice. The game starts way before the game. It might start in the ride to the rink. It might start in that team warm-up before, but please note that your game starts before you take the ice. If you are playoff bound and you think you will just show up to the playoffs and be in a playoff mode and be ready to go, you're mistaken. The playoffs start now, right? They start at the end of the regular season. You should be, charging up, gearing up, building up to the playoffs so that when you do hit the ice, you're ready to go, not starting to get ready to go. So does your team have slow starts? As an athlete, you could recognize that. How do you combat that as an athlete? Get your team going. Be the leader in the room. Make sure that they're ready to understand that, ready to go. Talk to your coach. I think we have slow starts. I think we need to get better at this. Enable yourself and enable your team to do it. Also, another aspect adversely is the slow finish. And we talk about this a lot. I've got some teams that we can start doing the team building exercises. They're great. They're moving. But as we go on, they start to maybe lose a little bit of focus, or they start to daydream, or they start to lose the attention to something else. This is a skill, and it takes practice, like most things in your life, to stay focused. So if you feel like you're a player that maybe drifts off towards the end of games, towards the end of practices, maybe when your coach is talking to you, whether it's pregame, classroom, postgame, are you the kid that's starting to stare off at the wall across the room or stare at nothing? It's not uncommon, especially for younger kids, when adults start speaking, to start their attention going someplace else. You need to wake up to that. Don't do that. It's hard. It's hard, and it takes practice. Just keep telling yourself, I need to focus on what my coach is saying, and then retain what they're saying. Listen to your coach. Listen and take it in. We're telling you good stuff most of the time, or we're giving you the answers of what we're looking for or what we want to see on the ice. Okay. And I think at any age group, your ability to really listen and retain is a skill worth having, not to mention it makes your coaches happy. And I know, kids, not every coach is perfect. I know you don't love every coach you've ever had. Doesn't matter, right? This is a skill that you need to study. I didn't say you always have to agree with your coach. Okay. And I'll be very blunt. If you disagree with your coach, there is a time and a place and a professional way to bring that up and have a good adult conversation about it. But coaches deserve your respect, and they deserve your ability to listen for the most part. So make sure you're focused at the end as well. Stay in the game. Build that resiliency to not let your mind wander away from the present and what it is that you are meant to do. All right. Another thing that we talk about a lot too is roles at this time of the season. It's not uncommon for benches to shorten a little bit. Maybe ice time gets a little bit shorter. No matter what side you're on that, whether you're getting all the ice time or less ice time, I have to say it, right? You really got to think about your team and your teammates in this situation and what's best for the team. Now, listen, you have to do that as individuals. I know when you're getting less ice time, you may not agree, but have a real conversation with yourself and ask, okay, is the coach making the right decision to better the team? Now, my belief is in youth hockey, everybody should play. If they picked you for the team, you hear Mike Benelli on our show say it all the time. If they picked you, you should be playing, right? And I do understand there are situations with special teams and late in games where coaches will shorten the bench. You can be real with yourself, whether you want to be out there and whether you should be out there in those situations. The want to be out there should be from everybody. All right. I want every player to want to be on the ice, but understanding what is best for the team, not an easy process, right? And if you're not out there, the question and the accountability should be on, okay, what do I need to do at home, at practice, or in addition to hockey to get better so the coach will trust me in these situations, right? And if you're the kid going out there, I'll tell you this too. You better recognize if someone's not going out there when you're going out there, right? When I was playing and I was put in a situation where I was getting the big minutes at the end of the game, I made sure to acknowledge my teammates that were not getting the ice time at the end of the game because I'm essentially taking their ice time, right? And I wanted them to know that, not so much that I appreciate the extra ice time, because I want to be in that position, right? I want to feel like I've earned that, but that I acknowledge that like I'm out there and I'm giving my best because I know not everybody's out there in that situation. You owe it to your teammates not playing to give your absolute best. It's also probably why you're out there at the end of the game too. So just some food for thought on aspects as you head towards the end of the season. All right. Keep in mind, kids, I know it's cold wherever you're at, most likely, and you're getting there. All right. It's almost over. Do your best. Do the absolute best that you can at the end of the season. Finish strong. Finish, period. Don't give up. Don't get lazy. Finish strong. Finish what you've started. I know your parents probably say that to you a lot. Okay. And obviously my sincerest wish is that you continue to play hockey. If you're listening to this show, you're probably obsessed as much as we are. So that's great. But finish strong. That says a lot about you. When a coach or a parent or anybody in the organization can say, hey, you know what? We had the greatest season ever, or we didn't have the greatest season ever. But yeah, that kid finished strong. He cares. He wants to be here next year. that is an important aspect for you as a kid. All right. So just some tips here for you at the end of the season. Again, it's Lee here. If you have any questions for us or you have thoughts for us, remember you can email us, team@ourkidsplayhockey.com. Or kids, if you are on your podcasting network, there's a link accompanying the description for all episodes. You can tap on that and send us a question. You can do it anonymously, not tell us who you are. Or you can say, hey, my name's Mike and I'm out of this place. And this is a question I have for you guys I want you to discuss. All right. But above all, kids, know we appreciate you. We love that you play. We love watching you play. We love how much you love hockey. And of course, most importantly, we believe in you. You should too. We'll see you on the next Ride to the Rink, kids. Have a great end of your season.